Okay, Notes to Santa to Kris Kringle, Santa's Workshop, North Pole. Chris, in preparation for the coming holiday seasons, we have a few notes for your review and consideration. Notes, just notes. Suggestions, really, that we'd like you to take under advisement in our constant effort to improve and streamline your community outreach and activity-based rewards initiative. First, the traditional invocation. Our polling has revealed that in certain communities, the word ho has, how should we say, unsavory connotations. Therefore, we suggest considering an alternative to the usual ho ho ho, as this tests poorly in certain urban and metropolitan centers. Given our recent problems with the whole Don We Now Our Gay Apparel debacle, we feel it's best to err on the side of caution regarding alternative interpretations of lyrics and catchphrases. Next, in that same vein, the suggested internet domain name. Oh boy, where to begin with this one? While we are pleasantly surprised to discover that you've entered the online arena, we do wish you had contacted us prior to selecting the URL for your interactive child-focused forum. Kitty Hotline XXXOOO? Yeah. While historically your persona has been identified as being in communication with children around the world, the idea of a jolly old man engaging in two-way communication with the global underage population, let's just say it's not a good look. Also, although we fully understand that XOXOXO is universally acknowledged as shorthand for hugs and kisses, 3 X's, especially online, convey an entirely different meaning. One which is, how shall I put this, quite antithetical to a website focused on DMing with the world's children. Hotline, also, not a good choice. And the OOOs after the 3 X's, we know what you were going for there, but trust us, Chris. No. Just no. Now, onto your appearance. Chris, look, we know that you insist that your look has withstood the test of time and is, how did you put it, as enduring as the nose on the Sphinx. Yeah, you got to get down from the North Pole more than once a year, big guy. Now, we're not trying to body shame you or do some kind of hipster makeover or anything, but you got to trust us on this one. A fat guy with rosy cheeks and a bright red nose scans more W.C. Fields or Foster Brooks than Pat O'Brien or Edmund Gwenn with modern test audiences, if you take my meaning. Also, the weight thing. While once upon a time, roly-poly, fat, and jolly were signs of robust health and an avuncular disposition, nowadays we're receiving tons of letters from the tykes and tots inquiring about your blood sugar level, asking if they should have a crash cart near the cookies and milk, and inquiring if there's an 800 number they can call should you get stuck in the chimney. While design and marketing are still working on a revamp, we gotta say that you should seriously consider looking into a gym membership during the off-season. And for God's sakes, just a nibble of each snack. You do not have to scarf down every plateful that's laid out for you. And no, you are not as spry as you were back in the day. Not by half. I know the truth hurts, but we've always been straight with you and don't intend to change that now just to spare your feelings in the short run. Now, these final items caught us by surprise, I must confess. We're registering a high volume of complaints from both PETA and the World Wildlife Foundation regarding the reindeer. While we've assured them that the team spend less time active than you do during the annual distribution run, they still pester us about documenting rest breaks, feeding schedules, and relief breaks, which they're skeptical about because of the lack of any detritus on the rooftops or in driveways or shrubbery. You'd think that they'd understand that we've had a rather meticulous maintenance protocol for centuries, but these do-gooders are relentless. We've passed it on to legal, so I won't go on about it any further in these particular notes, but do expect updates under separate cover. Lastly, there's the elves. Now, believe it or not, this is a positive thing. Several groups have written in, texted, and emailed their appreciation of how we've always presented an extremely positive model for little people long before such things were any sort of a trend. Bravo. Marketing and PR have indicated that any positive spin is good news, especially given some of the aforementioned issues. There's also been some chatter about a possible Game of Thrones tie-in, but to be honest, we're not clear on what that's all about, but we do have some of the young interns looking into it. One of them did report that there is a natural synergy regarding this since, as we're gearing up for distribution, winter is coming. Do you know anything about this? Well, in closing, I hope these notes find you well, and you'll take our suggestions in the spirit in which they're intended. Even Santa must keep up with the times. I mean, we're losing brand recognition, market, and mindshare to this Amazon thing. And that last Krampus movie did better numbers than any recently released Christmas-themed movie, so we can't take these things lightly. Now, know that we're always looking out for you and the crew up north. Season's greeting, Corporate.